Supreme Rising, about 3:26 a.m. Just rolled up a clip, and I had some interesting thoughts. NAGA always got some thoughts. First thought I had is, I know nobody don't be creeping around, man. I don't something don't, I don't know, something don't seem right. Like my computer looked like it was tampered with. Just some shit that just looked like it don't seem right. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave it in the hands of the divine. That's all I'm gonna do. Like sometimes I'll be leaving and I come back. Shit just looked like it was tampered with. Anyway, I remember when I was young, right? And see, this is the problem I think most women don't understand. And men, I don't think really men give a shit. What I think men know, but I really don't think they care for the most part. It's a value. Just fill me out for a minute. So when we was young, there was always a divide in between what's respectable and what's not. Like the job was forcing our people to be decent, to be clean, you know what I'm saying? Keep your face clean, keep your hair combed, brush your teeth, straighten your clothes up, carry yourself presentable. That was the thing when we was young, and that was for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll see a kid get in trouble, and the first thing somebody would say is, "Look at you, look how you dress, look how your clothes are. So look, your breath stink." Like it was always that was a thing when we was young. You know what I'm saying? Like that'd be the first thing a parent would say to their child. Look how you out here in the street. Look how you looking. This how you rep it. Like it's crazy. Like the way a parent would chastise their child when you was young. And this just the boys, but the girls, like the elder women would be talking to other grown women, and I would see them tell other grown women to mind their fucking business because they wasn't ready for that type of conversation. And these are grown women. It's a grown women that are grown, older, way older than some of the younger grown women, but they would check them real quick and make sure they stayed in their place because there was levels to this shit. And the men, I think the men know that because we feel more of a lack of strength. We feel when it's not the strength we need around, like we know what's supposed to be right and what's not right because we all experienced it because those are the conversations we had as young men growing up. Me and all my homeboys, no matter where I was at, we would always have deep conversations on who was the strong person in the family, who carried the values, the Nana value, like grandma value. Like we knew all of that and the differences in between different people who carry these energies. So I think men knew the lack thereof, and some men was just stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like that, but that wasn't a lot of men. It was like one here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like it was always one nigga floating around that just was idiotic. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, yo, this nigga always fucking some shit up. You know what I'm saying? Somebody ended up beating his ass though. You know what I mean? Eventually, he'll get in line eventually. But when it came to the women was more embarrassed when older women would check them. It was way more embarrassed when older women would check them. And they didn't want to take the responsibility then. That's why they were still getting checked when they was grown. Because they went through their whole life living lies, starting issues on their perception instead of being the elder or the monarch they were supposed to be. So they carried that shit into their adulthood. This is where the world is at today. This is why the world is the way it is today. I always hear women talking about, oh, this is because the goddess is coming back. That is not true. All right. This is not, we run this. If you ran it, you would have been running it. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause people don't understand different time frames and shit like that. Like I sit down and I listen to everything everybody's saying. I'm like, damn, why did it always have to be some division? Why somebody always trying to take some power? Why it's me, it's this, always trying to stick your chest out. Like you are more important than the divine creator of all things. And the divine creator of all things has no gender. period. All right. Gender was created off of the force. It was a happenstance. I'm going to keep saying this shit, whether people want to believe it or not. It was a happenstance. It was the opposite of the interjection of divine force coming in through the ether. So the waves, listen to what I'm saying, the wave frequency is a negative frequency, which is the woman's frequency. When the divine energy came through the ether, every wave was created through repel. So when divine came through the ether, the waters parted and it repelled everything in the opposite direction. Does that speak to that being first? Might be in the first happenstance, the motion off of divine energy coming into the existence, but that is not a creation. That is the motion of happenstance. It's what's happening, and it's what's happening off of that motion. So the first energy that came through was repelled. Everything repelled from the divine force that came into the into the ethers. And that was before bodies were formulated, concepts, conscious awareness, titles, or whatever the hell you want to call, That happened before anything in existence came into existence. All right. So on Earth, you had the differences, and the elder women would protect the young men from women, from even stupidity of older men. They would protect the love in men because they knew that was strong. So you have two sets of people. You have men and women that respect love and respect. Listen to what I'm saying. You have two sets of people. You have men and women that respect love and they respect. Then you have men and women who do not listen to love and do not respect. They don't care for it. And deep down inside, they'll put on a facade like that's what it is. But really what they want is attention. They want everything to praise them. They want everything to come in their direction. They don't want to, and we got to keep in mind, we are creating things that follow our same criteria. This is the reason for discipline. So all women, even at their elder, still never got some of the knowledge they were supposed to have as far as being the protectors of unconditional love and respect for others. That's not for every woman. I've met plenty old women that are nasty as shit and surly as hell. Just nasty, and nobody around them. Their little house look like a little hut, and they stay there. Their trees done growed up all in the front, like you going in the tunnel when you go in their shit. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen women that's like that and carry themselves like that, and they still live like that to this day. They have created families. You know what I'm saying? And whatever came off that offspring is what is existing. And vice versa. There's a group of women and men out here that fit more into my criteria. Have a respect for growth and change. Take their time when they speak. Show love when it's needed to be shown. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different energies that exist. So everybody always trying to group this shit together. You know where that group energy come from? It come from Satan. If you want to put a title on it, it come from every negative position. It come from Pindar and Moloch. It come from anything. What Billy Carson said. What do you call them? The Anunnaki brothers or whatever. It come from everybody who is against divine. I don't know. Like, I really don't care about none of that title shit. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. At the end of the day, like, I just look at it as, if that's the energy you carrying, that's the person you are. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny to me because it's like my energy naturally finds monarch energy. It's like my energy is gravitated to monarch energy naturally. So it's a few people I watch, you know what I'm saying? And some of them are young. I notice some young women carry an old spirit, a real respectable spirit. And they don't have to do much. You know what I'm saying? They just speak that truth. And some men carry that respectable spirit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, they trying to fill the shoes that was told to them by their great grandparents or a respectable grandparent. You know what I'm saying? And if your grandparent don't come from that stock, she can't teach you what she don't know. You might love her like she that person or whatever, but she know who she is deep down inside. No matter if she's 70, 80 years old, she still ain't worth the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that be the reality. Like nobody want to look at this shit for what it is. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing that makes things right is the lifetime that you put into learning these things. That's discipline. You know what I'm saying? And if you can be disciplined by your elders on earth, you definitely going to follow the discipline of the divine. It goes hand in hand. So I'm sorry for most of you people out here that believe it's, oh, women is just going to have this awakening and we're just great. Because no, that's not that's not what the elder women taught me. You know what I'm saying? In all walks of life. It doesn't matter if they was my family or not my family. I've ran into most of the same elder women that hold the same criteria. You know what I'm saying? They respect what divine created as God creations. And they will give you an opportunity until you stepped out of your skin. And when you stepped out of your skin, you got checked really fast. Don't matter what the hell was going on in your life, you got checked. And the reason why you got checked is because somewhere in your mind you believe more over than the respect you was taught. And you had to deal with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the embarrassment might have been heavy, but that's because that's who you always have been. And that's the hardest thing for most people to accept, that they are fucked up on the inside. You'd rather just wear the title of being a woman, you know what I'm saying? Or the title of being an elder man. Nah, that shit don't work like that. That shit don't work like that. We know, because that's how we was raised, and we need to get back to standing on these understandings that temper the value of what people think they know. You can't just be mixing shit together, and that's what the world like to do. Let's just mix them in with us. You know what I'm saying? Like you had a time when Caucasian women was treated very bad by their husbands. You know what I mean? Very bad. They couldn't get no love from no aspect. The men ain't give a fuck about them, like on some real shit. Like ain't give two shits about them. And when they created the feminist movement and it contained women that didn't know anything about the problems they were going through, but they needed more people inside of the group to actually make a group loud enough. So they started taking their problems, and misery, love, company became a value. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we all going through this. So then now you got women bringing shit home that they family don't even know about. You psychoanalyze it, and that's what they would call it. Women started becoming psychoanalysts. They would look at things in other spaces where they didn't have these problems because they joined these groups and would psychoanalyze it. They would be like, well, you must be doing this and you must be doing that. When in fact the men were on two different playing fields. You had some men that just strive for the value of protecting their family or whatever. And you had some men that didn't even understand what that was because they was privileged in some values. And through history, in order to mix it all together, and get it in a certain box, you had to combine circumstances that didn't have the same value for everybody. And then some people would be like, well, I'm not going through this. Well, don't worry, you'll be going through it soon. They would say stuff like that. You'll be going through it soon. So it was almost like a projection. So that speaks to a lot of things that's happening today. A lot of people believe they're on the same page. A lot of people believe that their life is the same as everybody else's life and every solution is the same. No, that is eluding you of your true discipline that you need to have for yourself. See, everybody want the easy way out. Nobody want to say, you know what, that's what I did and I fucked it up. I need to fix that. That's what the image of doing right looks like. You standing on your own shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's most people are just embarrassed, Joe. They're embarrassed to say that they still fucking up in the age they are. They're embarrassed to say that they were fucking up in a situation where they wanted to be looking like everything was right. They embarrassed to say it was fucked up. They was fucking up and they thought they had everything together and all this other shit. Like they just don't got the Napoleon complex. Like people got issues. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people got issues, man, mentally, and this is why they need attention. But the elders always taught you to be yourself. Stand on truth, justice, loyalty, love, respect. Stand on those things. Lead by that. And if something hurt anything that you're attached to, you protect it. That was the whole pretense of everything that we and keep God first in everything. That was, it don't matter what the fuck you was. Keep the high spirits first. Even in the islands, you know what I'm saying? You keep the creator first. You know what I mean? Even back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Submit to the creator first. It was all the same things. It was all the same things. Now everybody's trying to be bunched up in the same group because they don't comprehend the value, but you want to comprehend the value to move you in a different direction. But first, before you even get there, you ain't gonna get there because you're not taking responsibility. And if you don't take responsibility, you carrying all that bullshit with you somewhere else and creating other lives. You're creating other children with other fucked up people because you're only attracting what you are. So then you create these other people with shit that's the value of what you are, and then you sitting there yelling and screaming at the creation because you are fucked up. Because of what you put in the world is that. You got to keep in mind, yo, life don't work like that. And you got some people that got some good traits, and their good traits can be used, but that don't mean they're good people. Knowing how to do good things and being a good person is two different things. One thing don't mean the next. One thing got nothing to do with the next. You know what I mean? So it's just something to think about. I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. NAGA.